Hello everybody, I'm a really lucky guy. I was able to pick up this Pioneer Elite receiver. It's a model ESX60 and this Harman Kardon amplifier. I got them for free on Craigslist and got them all connected, and they worked perfectly for a day. The next day I'm getting a UE22 error code on the receiver, and about 1 out of every 4 times I can get it to turn on and work. But the majority of the time, 3 out of every 4, when I power it up, I get the UE22 error message right here. But I was able to fix it. Let me show you what I did. I did some quick research online, and it turns out that the UE22 error message is a very, very common fault on these Pioneer Elite receivers. UE22 means firmware update problem, or it's a firmware problem. The other prevailing thought is that the Texas Instruments DTS integrated circuit is not properly soldered to the board anymore. Let me show you how I solved my problem. By the way, one of the other tricks that the professionals use is they get a can of cold compressed air, and if they're trying to figure out which IC is the problem, they will freeze it and see if cooling off a particular chip causes the electronics to work better. If you find a circuit works, now you know what the culprit device is. First thing you need to do is take the cover off. There are 3 screws on this side, 3 screws on this side, and 4 screws across the top. Remove those 10 screws and the cover will just pop right off. And the chip in question is this chip right here. This is the chip that seems to be creating all the problem. All I did was I took my flux pen, and this has worked for me. I can't guarantee it'll work for you, but a lot of the research that I did said resolder this chip, and that's not an easy thing to do. Somehow reflow the solder for that chip. What I did was I took my flux pen and I fluxed all the connections around that chip. Then I took my very cheap, inexpensive Harbor Freight heat gun. I've got a little concentrator nozzle that goes with it. And I heated that integrated circuit, this chip right here. I heated it at a distance of about 4 or 5 inches. Kept the heat moving around. And I did that for about 30 seconds or so. Basically till I could no longer see any of the flux. I've assumed that the flux either evaporated or got worked in. And lo and behold, I am now a week since this repair. I've fired this receiver up at least 50 times. And it works every time. So that simple repair seems to have solved my problem. It may not solve yours, but it solved my problem. I figured I had nothing to lose. If I overheated this and damaged this, I had nothing to lose. I didn't pay anything for this. It's not working, but it is working now. And so my plan is to put it all back together. I actually took it apart for this video. I didn't shoot any video because I actually was not confident that this was going to work, but it did work, and I'm really now regretting that I didn't shoot any video for you to see. My plan is to put the cover back on, and then I have a small computer cooling fan here. This is a squirrel cage fan. I'm going to put the fan, so the exhaust of the fan is directly over that chip. I'm going to let that sucker lay there, just like that, and force cool that IC. There are a couple other solutions you could employ if you get it working. Put a heat sink on there, so put some thermal compound and an aluminum heat sink, or put a heat transfer pad, those sticky pads, and bond an aluminum heat sink to the IC with those thermal transfer sticky pads. That was my solution. It works great. As I say, I've operated this receiver over 50 times during the last week, and it has never failed to turn on properly. So for the time being, that fix is 100% perfect. Hey, check this out. I don't plan to use the local area network. Looks like there's 5 volts, 0.6 amps available here on this USB port. So I could easily run a small brushless DC fan. It should provide an interesting amount of cooling for that integrated circuit DTS chip. And whenever the receiver's on, the fan will run. When the receiver's off, the fan will be off. So thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or informative or useful, please give me a like, thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel.